Why do so many people struggle with posting online? Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Kyle Guthrow and I'm a communication coach that specializes in helping individuals find their voice. Now, today we're going to be touching on social media and the struggle that people really do encounter. The reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because I actually just went through this exercise with some of my clients where, in my opinion, were fabulous communicators, wonderful public speakers, and great networkers. But when you ask them to turn on their camera, record themselves, and post it to social media, they're terrified. They freeze. So I'm going to dive into some of the topics on reason why and some solutions on how to overcome it. So stick to the end. There's actually a great bonus that I'd love to share with all of you. So perfection paralysis. We hear this one so many times. They are trying to get the absolute perfect take. Now, I'll give you an example. One of my past clients, who literally I was just working with a couple days ago, I asked her, how many times did you have to do that video? And when they showed me their camera roll, there was over 25 takes. Now, not only is this very time consuming, but once I dived into it, I quickly realized that a lot of these videos were actually post-worthy, in my opinion, as a communication expert. So what you'll often find is the reason why people struggle with perfection paralysis is number one culprit, imposter syndrome. See, everyone thinks that they're not worthy or good enough to post that content or speak to the topic that they're discussing. The other one is a lot of individuals hold themselves to this extremely high standard when in fact, honestly, people really, really want your content. And then the other one, this one's super important, is the 80-20 rule. See, so many people strive for that perfect lighting, or I need my hair perfect, or I need the sound, when in fact, honestly, we just want great content. And I think we can all agree, sometimes the most uncurated videos get the most retention because the content is good. Next one, fear of judgment. Now, this one hits near and dear to me. I have to admit, there's a lot of times I lived with this fear. I often feared, what would people think about me? What would they say about me? Just those little petty things that really do not matter in today's society. So how do you get over that? Very simple. Unfortunately, the hate is what kills us the most. Not the accolades, it's the hate. So we fixate and focus on the 5% of that criticism or even that 10% of hateful comments. Yet we completely ignore all of the other wonderful accolades that people were providing us. See, we fixate and focus so much on the criticism that we tend to forget that there's the 90% of the people that absolutely love your content. People are really rooting for you. Whether you believe it or not, in the background, people want to see you succeed. There's not that many malicious people out there that are actually wishing you ill will, or hate, as what we call it online. The big thing is how to overcome this judgment. Focus on those that you wish to serve. If you put your attention on that avatar or that individual, it will reframe your mind that, you know what, you're not here to please the 5% or the 10% that dislike your comment or dislike you. You're here to serve the rest of your audience. Why are you going to let those 5 or 10% of haters stop you from going after what you truly want? This is a big one. Overthinking the platform. I find I ask a lot of individuals, so where are you going to post it? And they sit there and they do tons and tons of research on whether it should be on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok or whatever other platform that you use. My recommendation, and I'm not a social media expert, I'm not claiming to be, is why not try them all? See, the difference is you need to get out of obscurity. I actually learned this firsthand working with Grant Cardone. He always talked about you need to be everywhere, you need to be omnipresent. What does that mean? You need to be seen. If people can't see from you, they can't buy from you. They can't work from you. So while you're figuring it out, especially in the early stages, get on all the platforms. And as you begin to find out where your tribe is, maybe it's on LinkedIn, maybe it's on Facebook, maybe you get great retention on Instagram, then you can start honing in on each individual platform and figuring out what is best for you. Where are your clients? That's the other thing. If you know your age demographic is younger, well, they're probably going to be hanging out more on TikTok than they will Facebook. And if you're looking for more business savvy individuals, well, it's fair to say that they're probably on LinkedIn. So put your attention and focus on those platforms that are really going to best serve you. But in the beginning, I say push them out on all and see what sticks. The last point to this one is use what platform you are familiar with. If you're really good at Instagram and you really understand it, well, then use that one. Because I find so many people will spend countless hours researching how to use a specific platform, when in fact they're really good at Instagram, or they have their biggest audience on Instagram. So depending on what you're trying to do, what's the ultimate goal, why you're trying to scale with, focus on which platform is going to best serve you. And if you become so overwhelmed by it, reach out to a social media expert. There's a lot of great content on YouTube. Or here's the thing, start with one or two and then eventually branch out. This is another one that we don't really see or talk about. Struggling with structure. Now, I learned a lot of this from Alex Hormozi and Mr. Beast. Did you know that now we see obviously the end result of all their success, but they spend weeks, if not months, curating the perfect video. They spend hours on end developing the structure. They obviously have a team behind them that allows that to do that for them. Sometimes I feel like people just post to post. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you're just talking about your everyday, but if you're trying to create content, put together your structure. It doesn't need to be some long-winded story or novel or script, but just rather what you're going to talk to, and keep it concise. We do not have the attention span like we once used to, so obviously you want to be able to keep people on your platform as long as possible. Other great thing is use anecdotes and examples. I cannot stress this enough. When it comes to great communication, storytellers are the best at this. The reason why is people can relate and connect to it. If I was just a talking head speaking about communication, my message won't land. But if I shared specific concrete examples of where structure or content or an example in real life really worked, then that really lands. And I'll share a quick story at the end to bring this all together. Probably my most favorite, fear of being cringe. Now, unfortunately, you are going to have to climb this mountain if you want to get into this world. And I know it is tough. I know it is hard. It's embarrassing. You're going to screw up. You're going to make mistakes. It comes from the rejection and the survival platform that we used to live on. Back in the day, we always wanted to be part of a tribe. The reason why is that was our safety. In today's modern world, we don't need so much of that tribe to survive, but rather we want that tribe because we want to be accepted. Because we used to think that if we were off on our own, outside of our tribe, that meant instant death. Because obviously working in collaboration and in groups can help with survival. Now, today's world, sometimes you gotta be a little bit weird. You gotta be a little bit different, and that's okay. What I will say is let go of that ego. Go back to who you are serving. You are serving your audience, and I'll share a real life example. When I was coaching someone on how to be more prolific speaker from stage, they were so nervous and scared of how they looked. When in fact, I said, that is the ego eating away at you. You have to deliver an impeccable message and make it about your audience. See, you are the vessel to the communication to your audience. Stop putting it on you. Deliver great content, and the people and the individuals and your audience will love what you're delivering. Now, obviously a topic for another day, but you do need to have impeccable delivery as well when projecting from stage. Last one. You will suck in the beginning as you climb Cringe Mountain. Now, the little cringe mountain that I remember, and I'm dating myself, so I do apologize, but for those that remember, there was a game show with Bob Barker called The Price is Right. And there was a little game, I forget what it was called, but it had a little mountaineer. And as he climbed it, if you climbed too hard, you fell off. The reason why I share that story is because that little guy is in the back of my head. And I just realized, hey, this is the mountain I gotta climb up. I'm gonna suck in the beginning. I'm gonna make mistakes. And often we do the comparison method. And honestly, Comparison is the thief of joy. We look at these super curated, perfect videos that have teams of individuals behind them, like Mr. Beast or Gary Vaynerchuk or Alex Hormozi or even your favorite social media influencer. My best advice, turn the camera, hit play, and post it. That's the only way you're gonna learn. And if you need that cheerleader or that person in your background to motivate you, lean on those individuals. You do have people in your sphere of influence or in your circle that truly are rooting for you. Send them the video and ask for their honest advice. But here's the thing. If you believe in your content and you believe your message is worthy of being put out there, who cares what people think? Just keep posting. You will get better. And as I mentioned, there is the bonus. Please, 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 you're gonna hear this word a lot in 2025, be authentically you. And what does that mean? Well, so many people, so many individuals try to be like their favorite influencer when that individual's already doing what they're doing. So I often say, what is the image, message, and information you wanna put out to the world? Focus and fixate on that. My ultimate conclusion in all of this is please think of the end avatar or end individual that is going to be consuming your content. Do all this for them. Do not let the haters stop you because 95% of the population wants and actually desires your content. So please share it with the world. And then, as I promised, a really quick story that I wanted to share with all of us to wrap it all together is that when in doubt, just share that story. Talk about it with that individual. Tell them how you have made them feel. And I'll wrap it up with this. I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, and I've shared this story before, but as I was climbing, I was listening to an audiobook. And the actual audiobook was called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Now, not to get into Grant, love him or hate him, I know he's on both sides of the spectrum, but I curated this story in my head as I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro that the day I met him, I'm gonna share how his 10X book got me up that mountain. See, that was a story that really resonated and connected. Fast forward a few months later, I actually met Grant backstage at an event and I shared that story. He loved it so much that he actually brought me up on stage in front of thousands of people to share what I just told them. See, storytelling is super powerful, and I will dive into this in another topic. But for now, I just really, really want to see your videos posted online. And if you're really scared still, I give you permission. Put the video together, send it to me, whatever platform you're watching this from, and I promise to critique it from a constructive criticism. I can provide feedback, information, insights. I'm trained on judging in public speaking. I was a past judge in Toastmasters, so I know exactly what to look out for. So if this resonated with you, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe, and let's stay connected.